All right, so this is another bad movie review. This is going to be on The Gallows, and, and yeah, it's very bad. It's from 2015. I'd heard about it, but I'd never seen it until now, and I did not know what I was getting myself into. It is horrendous. It is so bad in almost every way. But it's got a 30 on Metacritic and a 4.3 on IMDb. This is not good. So it's directed by Travis Clough and Chris Loafing. So it takes place in a high school, and it is there's a it's about a high school play, The Gallows, and they're putting on this play. This kid named Charlie, who was an understudy for someone else who got sick, who called in sick, he ends up dying in front of everybody. Right? There's camera footage of the parents watching and everything, and it's just pandemonium. Everybody goes crazy. So some years go by, and the school's putting on the play again, and we have Reese, played by Reese Hauser, played by Reese Misler, and also Pfeiffer Ross, played by Pfeiffer Brown. You can see how I could get mixed up there because they didn't. They're so lazy they didn't even bother to change the names. The guy that's always on the camera, his name is the actor is Ryan Shoes, and the character is Ryan Shoes as well. And his girlfriend that's also part of this, Cassidy Spilker, played by Cassidy Gifford. Yeah, they didn't even bother to change their names, their first names. Reese, was a jock, but he quit the team to act in the play, and he's terrible. He's really bad. The actor is not very good in the movie either, but we'll talk about that in a second. Um, he's in the play. It turns out he's only doing it because he wants to impress this girl Pfeiffer, who's like a really good actress. She's really into the drama club thing. So uh, the guy Ryan, who's also working around with the drama club, him and his girlfriend Cassidy, they decide to come up with this plan to uh, come into the school when it's closed, overnight because the play's the next day and he's terrible. He's going to embarrass himself, all that, and they're going to sabotage it, pretty much sabotage the set so that the play won't happen. There's this door. That's the reason why they're doing it. There's this door that's for whatever reason always unlocked. So they go in and they start ruining the set. They have their cameras, they have their phones because it's a found footage movie. We'll definitely talk about that. At one point, Pfeiffer comes in. Apparently, she saw the truck in the parking lot, and so she's there. They lie to her at first, but then they tell the truth. So they're about to leave because some weird things are happening. Some weird things were happening backstage earlier on too, but this is mainly where the horror comes in. And so now they try to leave, but none of the doors were open, right? Certain doors were open, certain won't. And they see little videos of Charlie and stuff like that just popping up on TVs. Uh, so Ryan, he breaks his leg first, but then he straight up gets killed. And then Cassidy gets killed too. And the scares in this movie, they don't do almost anything other than maybe one. And it's really just them running around yelling and screaming. That's pretty much it. And pretty bad acting. And then Reese ends up getting killed. And then there's a reveal with Pfeiffer and another lady that turned out to be the girlfriend of Charlie from back in the day, which was obvious. Um, I'm gonna wait to talk about the full reveal with Reese's character and why all this is even happening. But yeah, Pfeiffer turns out to be not what she's what she's believed to be, and some police officers die, and then that's the end of it. I have to really grasp at straws for positives here. Pfeiffer Brown and Cassidy Gifford, they are actually decent. Like they actually come off as actual actors, whereas those two guys, it's like they just pulled them off the street. They cannot act worth a damn. I mean, it is bad and it's really bad. So hat goes off to them, I guess. And the one scare, which is when Cassidy dies, when the rope is put around her neck, and she just gets snatched away. I mean, it happened with Ryan too, but for whatever reason, that one really worked. I guess because she was kind of looking around. It was kind of building tension, so when she got pulled away, it's like, that was actually kind of effective. This movie is not good, all right? It's not. uh, 10 minutes in, I had so many notes just from 10 minutes because there's so much of this that doesn't make sense. This kid died from a malfunction in this play. So, and it was the first time they'd ever done that play too. That gets revealed later on. So you keep going with that play? Like you're gonna keep doing that? Was there a lawsuit against the school, or because that kid had to have had like a family, or something? Like they did. they don't really address it at all. They just, I guess, just kept moving. It just kept doing that play. Apparently, in this school, you need drama club in order to graduate. Like I remember when I was in high school, I was actually going to take drama club, um, and it went away. Like they got rid of it completely. So the idea that drama club would be a required class to graduate is ridiculous. It's really just so there could be a reason why Ryan and Cassidy are with the drama club, even though they clearly don't like it. Go along with that aspect of it, that it has to be required, right? Because maybe some schools, maybe drama clubs are required. I don't know, but why? Why are these other characters, these other jock characters, making fun of them for being the drama? Oh, you with the drama geeks, huh? Oh yeah. Why? When they either have done drama club themselves or they will have to do it at some point themselves to graduate. It doesn't make sense why they would get made fun of for that. At first I thought I heard them wrong, but then another two characters were like, hey, come on, man, it's a required class, dude. It's like, okay, well then why are they getting clowned for it? That doesn't make sense. And this is like a walking cliche of a high school. The drama geeks are legit drama geeks. Like they're doing like they're playing patty cake with each other randomly. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, it is it's like a really old movie. Like it really is. Like this is 2015 and you have these such cliche jocks and drama geeks. It is insane. And the writing is really bad to the point where like one of them calls one of the other ones squirt. I mean, like, what kind of dialogue is this?
I love it. I mean, I get to hang out with the most unattractive girls. I'm late to practice every day.
Ryan, how's drama?
Oh, how's drama?
How's it hanging out with all your new little drama
At
buddies?
least I'm not around you, squirt. All
You
right.
trying to defend your little
Yeah,
drama
well,
buddies?
your mom.
Hey, big shot.
Yes, coach.
Reese Misler cannot act, right? Obviously, his character is not supposed to be able to act within the play, right? I mean, he's struggling to get his lines out, but even outside of the play, he's really bad. And the weird thing is, Ryan Schuss, his character's always getting on to him, like, hey, man, you know you can't act, man. I'm just going to level with you, you suck. Why is he, like, his acting, like, in the movie in general, is actually worse than Reese? I mean,
Why can't you just stay up in the booth?
I was in the booth, dude. The booth camera sucks. That's why I have my camera. Besides, I have practice. Come on, you could have done shop. You could have done home ec. You're wearing knickers, bro. Come on.
I'm talking the entire movie, the acting is so fucking bad. I get that it's about a high school play, but, like, this is acting, bad acting, for even a high school play.
Reese, do you like Pfeiffer?
No, Ryan.
You do?
No.
Don't you? You like Pfeiffer.
Ryan, seriously, don't.
That-
Wait, don't.
That's why you're doing this? Oh my god, does she know?
Why would you say that?
Take it out.
Pfeiffer, it was my idea, all right?
Pfeiffer,
Pfeiffer, please.
Will you listen, Pfeiffer?
This play is an embarrassment.
Shut up!
You're gonna embarrass everybody. This needs to stop.
Ryan is yelling out, oh man, you like Pfeiffer, dude, come on, you like Pfeiffer, I can't believe you like Pfeiffer. I mean, dude is so annoying, man, and of course he's gonna end up dead. His character doesn't even make sense because at one point he's like, wow, this is morbid, because they have a picture of the original cast and all that from the original play, but then later on he's just blatantly making fun of Charlie. Like he's like acting like, oh, Reese is gonna choke worse than Charlie did, and somebody's like, don't say that name. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, dude. It really is like this found footage thing just doesn't make sense, and they even like kind of called out in the movie where a character is like, what do you like when they're first making the plan of sneaking in? A character's like, what are you talking about? Why are you filming this? It's like, why are you filming it? I mean, he goes into Reese's house to talk to his dad, and apparently he's just that cool with him. He can just walk in without knocking or anything, and he's recording their conversation. I mean, he's filming everything. I mean, filming just about everything. Filming the plan, filming them actually going in there, and then when they're not using the camera's low battery or whatever, they're using their phones, which they conveniently have no service on, which obviously is so that the horror can actually take place. The found footage just doesn't work. It doesn't. At a certain point in the movie, when Pfeiffer and Reese are essentially doing the lines from the play before he gets hung, there's multiple camera angles that I'm like, wait a minute, who's holding the camera now? I mean, and then because they keep moving from their phone to the camera, I'm like, well, I had to think about it. I was like, wait, is this the phone now or is this the camera? Who has the camera right now? I mean, it was really confusing at a certain point when they're running around and getting separated from each other. I mean, if you're using the, I mean, they conveniently are like, oh, you guys want a private conversation? Cool, I'll leave this here for light. And then it's just recording them. I mean, it's like, Jesus. You're doing something that's obviously illegal. And the first thing you really want to be adamant about doing is filming it all. I mean, he even does this thing where, because him and this other drama club kid got into it, and he has this personalized message for him while he's fucking around in this locker. And it's like, are you expecting people to see this? Because you'd go to, like, you would be in so much trouble. Like, I mean, I don't. Anyway, most of the scares are not scary. You know, they pull the fire alarm and like nobody comes, and they're running around in the hall. Cassidy gets yanked up at one point, and there's such a quick cut that she's like running with them right afterward. It was weird, but then she keeps having marks that keep coming up on her neck because Charlie can do just about anything. Like, I mean, anything. So there's really no way to get really invested because I can't. To me, it's just anything can happen at any time. So, you know, it's like, okay, I'll just see what happens. Then I guess there's no basis for anything for me to follow along. So there is this reveal with Reese. His dad, I mean, it is so obvious. Every reveal in this, like the Charlie's girlfriend at the beginning, Pfeiffer actually turns out to be, I guess, maybe Charlie's daughter or something like that. Maybe his girlfriend was pregnant when they did the play or something. I don't know. So that's the connection. That's why so I guess she set it all up. Even though they made that plan completely separate from her, but whatever. Reese's dad was the person that was supposed to come in and get hung. So I guess Charlie wants him to die in place of his dad. His dad should have originally died, so that's the whole thing. That doesn't come in until, well, it doesn't really fully get revealed until way later on, because most of this is just jump scares and nonsense. I mean, a lot of it's padded. Like there's a part where Reese will just be practicing lines for a play that he's sabotaging the set so he doesn't have to do. Like that, why is he doing those lines? It doesn't make any sense.
Stop! Don't say his name!
Don't say his name! Charlie!
Seriously, this is not funny, okay?
I got this.
Charlie, let me see what you got, Charlie, huh? And then he just gets pushed off a ladder. You know, this movie is not good. I was either laughing at it or I was like, okay, this is not working for me, so it's time to stop. But yeah, that's the Gallows. I think that's all I had. I expect to never see Reese and Brian ever again. Reese is most definitely like a failed clone of Tom Cruise. I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, this is like young Tom Cruise, but like if Hollywood was like, oh man, Tom Cruise is getting kind of old. We need a new Tom Cruise. You have a piece of his hair or something like that? Yeah, it's a little frayed, but I could just throw it in there, right? It's like that, like a failed clone of Tom Cruise. And the kid definitely didn't get any of that acting talent. I mean, the movie was so bad. I was hoping that it was all like a prank. Like, I was hoping the drama club just was like, we're going to get back at that fucker Ryan, and that it was all just a prank. Like, that's the only way the movie could have somewhat saved itself, if it did something kind of interesting like that. I'm going to give it a complete shit. I honestly think this is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen, and I have no idea why it was in a theater. This screams direct-to-DVD for me. Very cheap, even for Blumhouse. Anyway, that's The Gallows. Like, subscribe, all that other stuff, and we're done.